So let's begin with our today's topic. We'll be doing revision of chapter Pythagoras Theorem. Yesterday we had completed revision of chapter Similarity and we had conducted a test also. So today we'll be doing revision of Pythagoras Theorem. Very important chapter, chapter number 2 in mathematics 2. Points to remember in this. The first point to remember is the Pythagoras Theorem. The statement of the theorem is in a right angled triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Now this you have been studying since 6th standard. From 6th standard you have this Pythagoras theorem, the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, the hypotenuse square, okay, equals to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Now for example, if you are considering triangle PQR where angle Q is 90 degrees, you are considering PQR where Q is 90 degrees. So you'll get PR square equals to PQ square plus QR square. Is this clear till here? The next part here is the Pythagorean triplet. You have questions based on this triplet. Okay. Triplet means what? Series of three. It's a group of three. Series of three means it's a group of three. So group of three numbers, the group of three numbers which will follow the Pythagoras theorem, is the Pythagorean triplet. In a triplet of natural numbers, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers. Now check, the largest side of a right angle triangle is what? Is the hypotenuse. Is this clear? So when you're going to consider the three numbers, the largest of that number you have to take aside. So the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers. Then the triplet is called the Pythagorean triplet. Now for example, if you are going to consider the numbers 3, 4 and 5, the smallest numbers, get the smallest numbers 3, 4 and 5. Which is the largest number here? Largest number is 5. So remove square of 5. So what you will get? Square of 5 is 25. So the remaining two numbers are 3 and 4. So you'll remove square of 3. Square of 3 is 9. What is square of 4? Square of 4 is 16. So what you will get? 9 plus 16. Check. 9 plus 16 equals to 25. That means it is the square of the largest number. Understand? So the numbers 3, 4 and 5 are the Pythagorean triplet. Understand this. So the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two numbers. Therefore 3, 4, 5 is Pythagorean triplet. Is this clear to all the students? How you have to find? See, there are questions based on this. Will be asked questions based on this in your examinations. You have to understand the concept. What you have to do is you have to take aside the largest number, larger number whichever is there in the series. You have to take that aside. Okay, and you have to square that number and you have to check whether the remaining two numbers, and when you square those numbers, the addition should be equal to the square of the largest number. Now here, check, there are few examples of the Pythagorean triplet. Now if we take, see, table of 3, table of 4 and table of 5. So if you just keep on multiplying those numbers, okay, in multiples of say 3. Now you check, 3 ones are 3. Understood? 4 ones are 4. Okay, 3 into 1, 4 into 1, and you'll get 5 into 1. So what you'll get? 3, 4 and 5. So what is square of 3, 4 and 5? 9, 16 and 25. It is what? 9, 16 and 25. Understood this? So if you check 9, 16 and 25, so 9 plus 16 equals to 25. This is the first pair. Next, when you multiply this with 2, understand? This will just keep on increasing with the multiples, okay, of 3, 4 and 5 as it is. Understand? When you multiply this with 2, so 6 into 2 equals to, sorry, 6 into 2 is what? 12. It's what? Sorry, not 6 into 2, it is 3 into 2. 3 into 2 is what? 6. So square of 6 is what? Square of 6 is 36. Again, same. Check, it is table of 4. So 4 into 2 is 8. So it is 64. And check, 5 into 2, 10. Square of 10, 100. Is this clear? So 36 plus 64 is equals to 100. So in this way, you can get the triplet numbers. So in the examinations, if the question is check whether they are the triplets, so what you are going to do is you are going to check whether they come in table of 3, 4, and 5, and their factors should be C. You'll get the answers equal. Understand this? So you can remove the screenshot of this table. You can remove the screenshot of this table for your reference. We'll move ahead to few more examples based on this. So check. 5 square is 25. 7 square is 49. 9 square is 81. 11 square is 121. Now see what happens here is when you're considering that as 5 square. See, 12, 13. Next is when you're considering 7 square, it's 24 and 25. When you're considering 9 square, it's 40 and 41. And next is 60 and 61 for 11 square. So these are some few more examples where you can easily find the Pythagorean triplet. See here the questions would be based on these numbers only. So you have to just get an attachment to this numbers. Now if you want to check this, see highest number is what? 13. The highest number is 13. So what is square of 13? It's 169. It's what? 169. Square of 12, 144. Just for an example, see, so 44 plus 25. 5 square is what? 25, already given. No? So 144 plus 25, what he will get? Get that as 169. So these are the some special numbers. Okay, so 12, 13. One after the other. 24, 25. One after the other. 40, 41. One after the other. So these are some special numbers which you have to remember. Understand? You need not do calculations for this directly. If you get say 12, 13, so you should pair up with 5. Yes, this is the Pythagorean triplet. All these things you should remember now. Understand? These are some basic concepts which you have to go through. Now, very important properties. This you have studied last year. You had proof of this also in the 9th standard textbook. Understand? We are not going to go much more in details with this. The first property is 30, 60, 90 triangle. If the acute angles of the right angle triangle are 30 degrees and 60 degrees, then the side opposite to 30 degrees is half the hypotenuse, and side opposite to 60 degrees root 3 times the hypotenuse. Now, for example, if you consider this triangle, a right angle triangle, if you consider this right angle triangle and say this is 30 degrees, this is what? 30 degrees. So side opposite to 30 degrees. Understand? You should draw a straight arc. Side opposite to 30 degrees. Understand? It's half the hypotenuse. Means, for example, says triangle ABC. Triangle ABC. You will get AC. Sorry, side opposite is BC. So BC equals to half AC. You get BC equals to half AC. Understand this? And similarly, when it is side opposite to 60 degrees. So if this is 90, this is 30. So this means this is 60 degrees. So draw a straight arrow always. Draw a straight arrow to remember the side. So when you draw the straight arrow, you'll get the opposite side as AB. So AB would be root 3 upon 2 times means what? Multiplication. So multiplied with the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AC. Understand this? So this is very important property which you apply to solve the questions. Understand this? You apply this to solve the questions. You have to mug up this property. There is see, and there is no need. You just understand. Side opposite to 30 degrees, half. Side opposite to 60 degrees, root 3 upon 2. Understand this? Or simply what you do is you go with the sine table. You go with the sine table. Understand this? What is sine 30? It's half. And sine 60 is what? Root 3 upon 2. Just remember that. Sine 30 is half, no? So it would be half of hypotenuse. 60 is what? Root 3 upon 2. So root 3 upon 2, the hypotenuse. Understand? Like this, you can keep this in mind. And the next property is 45, 45, 90. Again, you know, sine 45 is what? 1 upon root 2. Sine 45 is what? 1 upon root 2. Same thing, you just remember this. You need not by heart anything. Understand? So just convert that into the small ideas which you can easily remember. In an acute angles of a right angle triangle of 40, if the acute angles of the right angle triangle are 45 degrees and 45 degrees, then each of the perpendicular side is 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse. Understand this? Yes, there are 3 students who have raised their hands. Swarna. Yes, beta Swarna, you have raised your hand, beta. Swarna, you have raised your hands, beta. What is your problem? Yes, Swarna, you have raised your hands, beta. You can ask. Mohammed Riaz. And Mozma. Okay, so let's move ahead. The next is the similarity and the right angle triangle. In a right angle triangle, if the altitude is drawn to the hypotenuse, then the two triangles formed are similar to the original triangle and to each other. See, suppose if this is a right angle triangle, this is a right angle triangle, say A, B, and C, and I'm drawing a hypotenuse. I'm drawing a perpendicular or the altitude, okay, drawn to the hypotenuse. Say D. So now you'll get, say, this triangle 1, triangle 2. Because of this altitude, we'll get the original triangle divided into two triangles. Is this clear? So what happens is these two triangles form. They are similar to each other as well as they are similar to the original triangle. This is the similarity and the right angle triangle. Understand the property of similarity and the right angled triangle. Is this clear? So let's move ahead now. Let's move ahead to the other part. Theorem of geometric mean. In a right angled triangle, the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from the opposite vertex is the geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. I'm going to tell you the proof of this in the next slide. Don't worry. Converse of Pythagoras theorem. In a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then the triangle is the right angled triangle. Pythagoras theorem. I'll just tell you the proof of Pythagoras theorem. Yes, Swarna beta, what is your problem? Mohammed Riaz, beta, what is your problem? Falguni, beta, what is your problem?
Sir, can you please explain the similarity of right angle triangles again?
I'll just explain, beta. I'll just explain.
Okay,
You can just
sir.
keep, yeah, we'll just continue with this, and then I'll explain you similarity of the right angle triangles. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, Mohammed Riaz, beta, your problem? Swarna? Now see, Pythagoras theorem. In a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. So suppose if you consider this triangle ABC given to you, where angle B is 90 degrees, we are assuming the sides AB as P, BC as B, and AC as H. So what you need to prove? AC is the hypotenuse H. So H square equals to P square plus B square. Check. P square and B square. Now here, the property which we are going to apply, understand, is the property of the right angle triangle and its similarity. Understand? Now check what was the theorem which stated the relation between the similarity and the right angle triangle. So to draw the perpendicular, okay, from right angle to the hypotenuse. So you are drawing this altitude. Perpendicular is the altitude. So drawing this altitude, okay, BD, okay, to AC, and such that AD equals to X and CB equals to H minus X. Now see what happens is when you're drawing this altitude or the perpendicular, AC is divided into two parts, check, AD and DC. So if you're going to consider this as X, you consider this as X, this is already H. Okay. So complete side is H and half of that is X. So the remaining side would be H minus X. Understand? It's already shown in the figure. Is this clear to all the students still here? Now we'll move ahead to the proof. Now this was the construction. They are drawn BD from B to A, from B to AC, and you've got AD equals to X and CB equals to H minus X. Now consider the two triangles ABC and ABD. Now check. What does that theorem states? That the two triangles which are formed after drawing the perpendicular are similar to the original triangle, and similar to each other also. So with respect to that, what you will get? You will get triangle ABC, the original triangle ABC, similar to triangle ABD, similar to triangle ABD. Okay. Now these two triangles are similar to each other because of angle-angle test of similarity. Okay, angle-angle test of similarity. Now what happens here is check this vertex A and vertex A. Understand? It is same. So this angle A is already there in triangle ABC as well as triangle ABD. So this A is the common angle. This A is what? The common angle. A is common angle. Now you have got ABC where B is 90 degrees and ADB is 90 degrees. Why? Because you have drawn that as the perpendicular. So what you will get? Angle ABC equals to angle ADB, both 90 degrees. So you've got one angle common, you've got one common angle, and you've got one angle which is 90 degrees in both the triangles respectively. Understand? So what happens is one angle, common angle, other angle 90 degree. So you've got two pairs of angles equal. So you'll get directly angle test. Is this clear to all the students? Now after that, what you will get is, as both the triangles are similar, okay, and one common, this you have got triangle ABC, again that is similar to BDC also, okay, because of that test of similarity, same thing. Now what happens here is, as this is equal, you'll get this ratio P upon H equals to X upon P. This ratio you will get from triangles ABC and ABD, and B upon H equals to H minus X upon B of triangle ABC and triangle BDC. This is the corresponding sides of the similar triangle. Understand? Now when you cross multiply this, you get P square, P will go up, P square equals to H into X. This is your statement number one. Understand? This is your statement number one from the first relation which you have got from triangles ABC and triangle ABD. And next is, you'll get B square equals to, check this, B will go and multiply with B, and H will multiply itself with H minus X. So you'll get B square equals to H into H minus X, that is H square minus HX. This is your equation number 2. Now add equations 1 and 2. Add equations 1 and 2. Okay, when you add equations 1 and 2, check P square plus B square. Understand? P square plus B square. HX plus H square minus HX. So plus HX and minus HX would get cancelled. You're left out with P square plus B square equals to H square, which you had to prove. Understand? You can use this property to prove the Pythagoras theorem. Is this clear to all the students? You can remove the screenshot of this. You can remove the screenshot of this, and this you can use it in your examinations also. If the question is asked, prove the Pythagoras theorem. You can remove the screenshot of this, so that we'll move ahead to the next proof. Next proof is regarding the converse of Pythagoras theorem. Now, in a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then the triangle is a right angled triangle. Given in triangle ABC, AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. Now this is given to you. This is the ulta of Pythagoras theorem, which you had to prove in Pythagoras theorem. The things which you had to prove in the Pythagoras theorem is given in its converse. So AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. This term is given to us. You have to prove that angle B equals to 90 degrees. Construction, you have to draw triangle PQR right angled at Q such that PQ equals to AB and QR equals to BC. So in triangle PQR, angle Q equals to 90 degrees. So what you will get by applying the Pythagoras theorem, you'll get PR square equals to PQ square plus QR square. So PR square equals to AB square plus BC square. This is by construction. You have drawn the triangles congruent. Understand this. But given AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. So from 1 and 2, we'll get AC equals to PR. Is this clear? We have drawn this triangle where these two sides are equal. Which these two sides are equal. Understand? PQ equals to AB, QR equals to BC. Understand? Check this. Similar markings are shown here. Okay. So AB equals to PQ, BC equals to QR. So, and we are taking this as a right angle triangle, which is right angled at Q. So by applying the Pythagoras theorem, you'll get PR square equals to PQ square plus QR square. So we'll replace PQ with AB, we'll replace QR with BC. Understand this? So you'll get AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. So from 1 and 2 when you compare, you get AC equals to PR. Therefore, we have proved that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR by SSS test, or simply what you can do is you can write congruent also here. Instead of similar, you can write congruent also. Understand this? So as they are congruent, they'll get angle B equals to angle Q. Is this clear to all the students? So let's move ahead now to the next proof. Theorem of geometric mean. In a right angle triangle, the perpendicular segment to the hypotenuse from its opposite vertex is the geometric mean of the segments into which the hypotenuse is divided. Understand this. Now check what happens here is when you check QS is the geometric mean. So that means QS square. Listen, check geometric mean. You have to prove this now. So QS square into which the hypotenuse is divided. So hypotenuse is divided into RS and PS. So QS square equals to PS into SR. That you have to prove. Now check in triangle PQR. Very simple theorem. This was also asked. Understand? You don't have to think much more on this. In triangle PQR, QS is perpendicular to hypotenuse PR. So triangle QSR similar to triangle PSQ. Similarity of the right angle triangles. So you'll get QS upon PS equals to SR upon SQ. So you'll get QS square equals to PS into SR. So therefore, segment QS is the geometric mean of segment PS and SR. Very important theorem. And this you apply to solve the questions. Understand this? You apply the concept of this theorem to solve the questions. So you have to learn this theorem also. Just remember the statements of this. Understand? Next is we'll solve some examples now. Illustrative examples. Now check. Very simple question. The sides of the triangle are 5, 12, and 13 units. Check if it has a right angle or not. Okay, so what you will do is now see I've shown you one slide where the numbers come ones after the other and 5 is one of the numbers in that. So 12, 13, and 5. Understand this? 12, 13, and 5 they form the Pythagorean triplet. Understand this? So that means if you have these numbers 5, 12, and 13, it is going to be the Pythagoras theorem. This means Pythagoras triplet, and the triangle is going to be the right angle triangle. Understand? So from Pythagoras theorem, what we have? We have got perpendicular square plus base square equals to hypotenuse square. Means hypotenuse square equals to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. So when you are taking that as perpendicular, rather you are taking that as the base. Now the largest number between this is 13. So this 13 would directly go with the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse equals to 13 units. Perpendicular, you're taking that as 12 units. And 5 you're taking as the base. Understand this. Now you remove the squares of these numbers. We have already done this. You'll get 12 square plus 5 square equals to 13 square. Now what is square of 12? 12 square is 144. 5 square is 25. So what you will get? 169 equals to 169. Understand this. Therefore, LHS equals to RHS. Understand. Therefore, the angle opposite to 13 unit sides will be a right angle. Now, this is why the converse of the Pythagoras theorem. Is this clear to all the students? This kind of questions will come in your examinations. Now, this is also important question. This kind of questions, they come in your exams every year. Understand this ladder question. The foot of the ladder is 6 meters away from the wall and its top reaches a window 8 meters above the ground. If the ladder is shifted in such a way that its foot is 8 meters away from the wall, to what height does its tip reach? Understand? So first what you will do is you will draw a triangle. Now first case is depicted in the figure A. Okay. So what happens is this is the ladder. This is 6 meters away from the wall. Understand this? And its top reaches the window 8 meters above the ground. The window is 8 meters above the ground. Understand? If the ladder is shifted in such a way that its foot is 8 meters away from the wall. Now, instead of 6, we're shifting the ladder in such a way that this distance increases to 8 meters. To what height does its tip reach? Understand? You have to find this height. To what height does the tip reach? Understand? Now, with help of this, first find the hypotenuse AC because the two sides are already given to you. Understand this? 8 meters and 6 meters. So by Pythagoras theorem, AC square equals to AB square plus BC square. So AC square equals to 8 square plus 6 square, that is equals to 100. So AC equals to 10. That is by removing the square root. By removing the square root, you will get AC equals to 10. Now this hypotenuse AC is nothing but the ladder. It is what? It is nothing but the ladder. Understand this? So you'll get the length of the ladder as 10 meters. Is this clear to all the students? Yeah, this is nothing but the ladder. Your hypotenuse is nothing but the ladder. Understand? So that means this ladder which is there, in the second condition also is going to remain same. That is 10 meters. Understand this? So now what happens here is check in triangle ABC in the second condition. Triangle ABC in the second condition. You have got hypotenuse as 10. Okay. You got hypotenuse as 10. One side as 8. So what would be AB? If you apply the Pythagoras theorem, you can easily find the third side. So what happens is AC square is AB square plus BC square. So what you will do is you will change position of BC. So plus BC when it goes to the other side is going to become minus BC. So you'll get AB square equals to AC square minus BC square. Substituting the values because you know AC is 10. So 10 square minus 8 square. That is 100 minus 64. Understand? So here it is what? 36. Understand? It is what? 36. What is root of 36? Root of 36 is 6 centimeters when you remove the square root. So with help of this, to what height does this tip reach? It is going to be 6 meters. It is going to be 6 meters. Is this clear to all the students? So let's move ahead to the next part. Check what I've done is I've solved questions of each and every type. Now in figure, AD is perpendicular to BC. This is given to us. To prove AB square plus CD square equals to BD square plus AC square. Now what you will do is you will just individually apply the Pythagoras theorem, because the square sign you are going to get with help of the Pythagoras theorem only. So from triangle ADC, okay, check ADC, this triangle ADC. AC is the hypotenuse. You'll get AC square equals to AD square plus CD square, AD square plus CD square. From triangle ADB, from triangle ADB, you've got AB square equals to AD square plus BD square. Understand? You check, you want AB square plus CD square equals to BD square plus AC square. Now, you don't need this AD square and AD square. So what you have to do is you have to subtract the two terms. Understand? What you have to do is you have to subtract the two terms, because you want AD square to be cancelled off. So subtracting 1 from 2, you get AB square minus AC square equals to BD square minus CD square, because AD square and AD square would get cancelled after subtraction. Is this understood to all? And after that, you'll be left out with AB square plus CD square equals to BD square plus AC square. What we have done is we have changed position of AC square, we have changed position of CD square. See, the questions, they may look difficult, but the proof of this will nearly come in 2 or 3 steps. Understand? See, now this question when you look at, or you have AB square, you want to get CD square, you want to get BD square, you want to get AC square. Understand? You may get confused. Yeah, nahi yaar, you're both difficult questions. But when you really start to prove it, check in how many steps we have solved this question. We have solved this question in nearly 3 steps. Understand? First 2 steps, application of Pythagoras theorem. Third step is subtraction, and you'll get your answer. So don't have this fear after looking at the question that, yeah, it's very difficult and I cannot solve. Understand this. You have to be very careful in applying the concepts, and once you apply the concepts, understand, you can easily solve this question. Next is in triangle ABC, L equals to 5, M equals to 13, and N equals to 12. To state whether triangle ABC is the right angle triangle or not. So again, same thing. Understand, check. I've told when you will come across this kind of numbers. Understand, when you will come this kind, you will come across this kind of numbers 12, 13. Understand this. This number is one after the other. And when you have got 5, okay, in relation with these two numbers, so that means this is a Pythagorean triplet. Okay, so what? Highest number or the largest number is 13. You get 13 square equals to 5 square plus 12 square. You'll get 169 equals to 169. So by converse of Pythagoras theorem, understand this, by converse of Pythagoras theorem, triangle ABC is a right angled triangle. Is this clear? But here you are going to apply the geometric mean. Here you are going to apply the geometric mean. This kind of questions also come for 2 marks. It may come for 3 marks also, but 2 marks, these questions they come. Okay, and very easy to score. Triangle PQR. Okay, angle PQR equals to 90 degrees in figure. Instead of this triangle, it should have been angle. This angle PQR equals to 90 degrees. QN perpendicular to PR, Pn equals to 9, and R equals to 16. You have to find length of Qn. So in triangle PQR, Qn is perpendicular to PR. So when this is perpendicular, you're directly going to apply the geometric mean. Understand? When this altitude are perpendicular, you're going to get. Understand? This is going to be the geometric mean. Understand? So NQ square. Okay, this is dividing the hypotenuse into which parts? Pn and Nr. So Pn into Nr. Understand? So NQ square equals to Pn into Nr. Okay. So NQ would be under root of Pn into Nr. Remove the square root on both these sides. Now you will substitute the values. Pn, you know it's 9. Pn, it is what? 9. So 9 into 16. Root of 9 is 3. Root of 16 is 4. So 3 into 4. What you're going to get? 3 into 4 is what? 12. Understand? So what is Qn? Qn equals to 12. And check, units are given? No. So it is 12 units. Is this clear? Now we'll move ahead to the multiple choice questions. Now you all can solve this. And if anybody knows the answer, okay, can tell the answer. Which of the following cannot be the sides of a right triangle? 400 mm, 300 mm, 500 mm. Next option is 9, 15, 12. Next option is 2, 1, root 5. Next option is D, 9, 5, and so this kind of questions you will get in your examinations. Yes, Ajay Maske.
Sir, C1.
It's option C. Check. It's telling it's option C. Understand? So, is that option correct? Yes, Sonu Vaishya. Mahima. Mohit.
Yes, sir.
The option is C. The option is
Sir, right option is D.
right option is D, beta Mohit. You're telling it's D?
Yes, sir, because in C, if we make the squares of 2 centimeter and 1 centimeter, 2 square is 4, 1 square is 1. So that
No.
is equal to the root 5 square, which is 5. But in case of 9, 5 and 7, if we add the squares of 5 and 7, we are not getting 9 as the answer.
Yes, very good. Very good. Very good answer, beta. Check. Now what happens here is when you're going to remove the square of 2, understand this, and when you're going to remove square of 1, and read this question carefully. So these are some tricky questions. What happens is what it is told? Cannot be. Understand? It is told cannot be. It is not can be. It is cannot be. So the right option is this clear? Now next question. Come on, next question. In triangle ABC, AC equals to root 180. AB equals to 6, BC equals to 12. So what is angle B?
Sir, can I?
Yes, beta, sure.
Sir, angle B is equals to 90 degree.
Angle B equals to
90 degree.
90 degrees. Can you tell the reason so that the students can understand?
Yes, sir. AC is equals to root 2. That is, root 180. And if we add the squares of AB and BC, we will get 180. That is, if A, then AC square is equals to 180. नाउ रूट जब लेंगे सर तो AC is equals to root 180 आ जाएगा.
Yes, very good, very good. The answer is what? Answer is 90. Very good, Peter, very good. Now, which of the following is the Pythagorean triplet?
Sir, can I?
No, no, wait. We'll give chance to the other students also. Come on, students. Come on, other students. Also have to try this out. Pythagorean triplet. I want the answers from the other students also. Yes, Trupti, beta. Yes, Trupti.
Sir, option 3.
Option 3.
Huh.
12, 13 and 3.
Yes.
Can you tell the reason for this? Can you tell the reason for this? So when you'll come across this numbers 12, 13, it should have 5 in its pair. Understand? 3 is not possible.
Second.
Yes, beta, yes, you can.
Option B is the correct one.
Option B is the correct one. Very good. C. Tripti. This 12, 13 should pair up with 5 to get the Pythagorean triplet. Understand? We had solved this questions similar to these numbers. I think illustrative example 1 and illustrative example 3. Okay. Because 3 square is 9. 12 square is 144. Check. 9 plus 144 is not equals to 169. It's not equals to 169. Is this clear? Yes. Now, next one. OM perpendicular to RP. And PR square minus PQ square equals to OR square. Or it's not OR square, it is QR square. So if angle QPM is 30 degrees, angle QPM is 30 degrees, then what is the measure of angle MQR? Can anybody tell this answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta, come on, tell me.
Sir, answer will be option B, 60 degree.
Option B, 60 degrees. How many of you agree? Can you tell the reason for this, beta?
Yes, sir.
Yes, tell.
So if we solve the PR square minus PQ square is equals to QR square, we will get
Yes.
a PR square is equals to PQ square plus QR square. That is Pythagoras theorem.
Yes.
And if we find out by applying 30, 60, 90, we will get the angle PQM is equals to 1 minute please. No, sir, वो 30 degree होगा 30 degree. Sorry. Answer is C. Yeah.
Answer is C.
Yeah.
Now see, I'll explain to you this. Now check. This is again the property of the similarity and the right angle triangles. Check in this triangle. Okay. This is 30 degrees. So this is going to be
60 degree.
60 degrees. Understand this?
Yes,
Now
sir.
check. RP is the hypotenuse. RP is the hypotenuse. Why? Because we'll get RP square equals to QR square plus QP square with help of this given statement, because minus PQ when it goes to the other side becomes plus PQ. Is this clear to you? So this PR is going to become the hypotenuse. So when PR becomes the hypotenuse, understand angle Q is going to be 90. Angle Q is going to be 90. Now angle Q is 90. So angle R is again going to become what? 60 degrees. Understand this? So with help of this, you can find angle MQR. Check MQR, because this is already 60 degrees. This complete angle is 90. So remaining angle would be 30.
30 degree.
So the right option is C. Is it understood by all the students?
Yes, sir.
Next is three numbers form a Pythagorean triplet. Two out of them are 15 and 17, where 17 is the largest of them. Find the third number. Come on,
Sir, can I?
help me out with this.
Sir,
Yes,
shall I?
yes. Come on, try.
Sir, the correct option is 8.
8, correct option is 8. What is the reason for that, beta?
As 17 is the largest number, therefore 17 square is equal to 15 square plus the third number square. Therefore 17 square is 289, and we have to minus 15 square, that is 225. We got 64, and 64 is 8 square.
64 is 8 square. Very good, beta. So the correct option is B. Correct option is B. Is this clear to all the students? So this kind of questions you're going to get in your examinations.
Can we stop here?
Yeah, just ma'am, I'll just share the assignment screen and then we'll stop, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Students, you have got assignment for you to do. Understand? Just solve these three questions. Just solve these three questions today for homework. Remove the screenshot of this. Remove the screenshot of this, and we'll stop our lecture here today. Thank you, students, for attending the lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, students.